Who Wants to Be an Auditor? I'm your host, Bob Richardson. Thank you for joining us. Now let's meet tonight's contestants. Our first contestant, who will one day enjoy auditing, but for now enjoys Star Wars video games. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Sykes. Our second contestant, who will also one day enjoy auditing, but for now enjoys Harry Potter in addition to dangerous weapons. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Abby. Tonight's topic is inventory observation. Here are the rules. Each round, a video clip will be shown and a related question will be asked. The contestant who raises their lightsaber can answer first. Are there any questions? Are we good, gang? Okay, let's begin. Round one.
Hi, this is Wendy Brown from the Shenandoah Accounting Services. My associate Frank and I have been assigned to do an inventory observation for your store, and we were wondering if there was any time next week that you'd be available. How does Thursday at 9 sound? Okay, also, are you expecting any shipments for that day? Okay, great. Thanks. See you then.
All right, Abby and Sykes, your first question. What is this step in regards to the inventory observation, and why is it important? Abby.
Well, this would be an example of advanced planning, which is a critically yet significantly undervalued preliminary step in performing an inventory observation. A simple phone call would establish a mutually accommodating date and time, but also inquiring about incoming and outgoing shipments would ensure smooth and successful inventory observation.
That answer is correct. 1 point for Abby. Let's move on to round two.
Hi.
Oh, hello.
I'm Wendy.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Frank.
Frank?
Yes.
You guys the auditors?
Yes.
Oh, that's great. You're here for the inventory observation?
Yes, we are. Could we obtain an inventory listing first?
Sure. Here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And here's your second question. Why would the auditors want to familiarize themselves with the client's inventory counting instructions? Sykes.
It is critical that the auditors familiarize themselves with the client's inventory counting instructions. An auditor must be aware of the client's policies for handling important issues regarding the existence and valuation of inventory, such as the instructions for obsolete or warrant items or instructions for the use of tags, and to evaluate not only the quality and reasonableness of these policies, but also to ensure that the policies are carried out in an appropriate fashion.
Excellent answer, Sykesy. Point for Sykes. Moving on now to round three.
So how do you normally account for your inventory?
Usually I just kind of eyeball it.
What do you mean by eyeball it?
Well, you see I got, 6 shelves on each side. And I got about 30 boxes per shelf. Times that up, and that's usually how I do it.
All right, kids, question 3. What would be a more effective way for the client to account for his inventory? Abby.
It would be effective for Steve to use tags when he's counting because he could count each box one by one and therefore would be able to tag them all. So this would avoid double counting as well as have a more exact count of the shoes in the inventory.
Correct. Very good, Abby. Moving on to round 4.
Is any of the inventory back here not actually yours?
No, this is all my inventory. I mean, why would I carry inventory that's not mine? Why would that matter for an auditor?
Question number 4. Why is asking if any inventory is not theirs a critical question for an auditor to ask? Abby.
This would be an important question because it is a little bit of a concern if the inventory is not theirs. So therefore, it is critical for an auditor to inquire over and over about whether their inventory is on consignment. And it's also important for the auditor to consider asking previous consigners to confirm that there is no inventory on consignment.
Correct. That makes it a round of applause. That makes it 3-1, Abby. Sykes, you better pick it up.
Do you mind if we check a couple of your boxes?
I don't see why not.
Okay, thanks.
So, do you include these old, dirty, apparently used shoes in your inventory?
Well, yes, they are in the back, and yeah, is there a problem with that? I mean, why would an auditor question that?
Alright, gang. Question number 5. Why is it important not to include inventory such as this? Sykesy.
This is clearly obsolete inventory being old and worn, and would cause the inventory account to be overstated. Accordingly, it is critical that obsolete inventory be identified and excluded from the inventory account.
Very good. That makes it 3-2. And we move on to the next round, round 6.
So can you show me the mate sits on these shoes?
Sure, which one?
Let's go with this one.
What size is that? Size 9? I'll be right back. Here it is. Should have the other one right inside.
Appears to be empty, sir.
Question number 6. Are we good, gang?
Yes.
Why is it important to make sure there are no missing items? Abby.
This will affect your total inventory. So if there's missing items, your inventory will be overstated, which deals with the assertion of existence. So if there's a missing shoe, that pair should not be sold, and therefore should not be in your inventory.
Correct. Very good, Abby. That's another point for you. As we move right on to round number 7.
Good.
So these two shoes are very similar, but they have very different prices. Do you mind if we bring in a specialist to look into this further?
Sure, why not?
Question number 7. Why is the use of a specialist important? Sykesy.
The use of a specialist is important for the valuation assertion. Some items cannot be correctly evaluated by the auditor, so a specialist is required to come in and let them know that it is properly evaluated on the balance sheet.
Very good, correct. Applaud. Moving on to round 8.
Hello, Steve. Thanks for working with us last week on inventory observation. I was just calling to see if there was anything else that you wanted to tell us in regards to your inventory. Okay, great. Well, thanks again. Have a good day.
Question number 8. What is the purpose of following up? Ooh, close call. Sykes.
It is important to follow up with the client to make sure that no events have occurred after the completion of the inventory observation to make sure that financial statements are correctly stated.
Correct. Looks like we're going to have to go into the bonus round. Okay, so the bonus question is, which is more important when observing inventory counts? Sheet to floor or floor to sheet? Sykes.
I believe it is floor to sheet.
Abby, what do you think about that?
I think it's sheet to floor because you need to make sure that all the inventory listed is actually on the floor, which gets at the existence assertion.
Abby, you are correct!
Yeah!
Congratulations, Abby! You have won the audit competition, and I'm giving you this little stuffed animal. Sykes, you need to bone up on your accounting, so I'm giving you this book. Well, I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode of Who Wants to Be an Auditor? Stay tuned in next time for some more audit entertainment. Yeah.